All right, Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. The bonus unto the apostles of Great Millstone and teacher and well. And as always, peace and salutations unto the elect. Worship Brother Benign from the Great Millstone Dallas branch. It's going to be a quick lesson, man. And this lesson was inspired by the Friday night camp down here in Dallas. The brother Batak had, the brothers was just going into, what it takes, all right, to walk this walk. All right, the spiritual walk or the spiritual journey that we're doing right now. All right, and the bitterness of the scriptures. Where we went into John the Revelator eating a little book. And it was sweet in his mouth, but it was bitter in his belly. You know, and the point was brought up with Sirach chapter 2. All right, and as we were going into that, I was thinking, the spirit sparked on me to make this comparison between Sirach chapter 2. Because basically what Sirach chapter 2 is telling you is that, hey, when you come to serve the Lord, prepare, it's giving you the rundown. All right, it's giving you the strategy and what you're going to face. All right, when you come to serve the Lord, you know, and it made me think about, how a cornerman in boxing, you know what I'm saying? If you ever watch boxing, all right, and you see the fighters once they done, with a round, they go back to the corner and they're, and that cornerman comes out and he's telling them what to do. Look, do this, do that, do that. You know, that's exactly what in order to be successful in that fight. And that's exactly what Sirach chapter 2 is doing, for us brothers and sisters in this truth. All right. So I put this up on Chat GPT, as you can see. I said, what is the job of a cornerman in boxing? It says in boxing, a cornerman is a crucial member of a fighter support team, responsible for assisting the boxer between rounds and sometimes during fights. The primary duties of a cornerman includes, and I'm going to read a couple of these and then I'm going to jump down. All right, but number one, it says provide tactical advice. It says they analyze the opponent's strategy and offer adjustments or encouragements to the boxer between rounds. Okay, and that's exactly all right what these scriptures do. All right, ultimately at the end of the day, the word, you know what I'm saying, does. And ultimately the word is who? Yahweh Shai. Okay, because even when Yahweh Shai was on the scene, all right, he told us what we're gonna have to face. Look, if you want to come to serve me, yeah, you're gonna have to drink of this cup. The world, the world hates you, know that they hated me, letting you know the things that you're gonna face in this fight, because this is a spiritual battle. This is a spiritual battle that we're all facing when you come to serve the Lord. You know, but what Yahweh Shai, all right, and His Word is doing for us, well, it's giving us advice and the strategy of the opponent. You see, which is that opponent is what, all right, Satan. You see, and how he would try to attack us. All right, the punches he'll throw. All right, and ultimately, this Word gives us you know, the strategy we need to adjust to the opponent's attack. You know, but let's keep going. It says, I'm gonna jump down to number 3. It says supplying water and rest. All right, let me make one more point too. All right, because I'm gonna read number 1 again. It says providing tactical advice. It says they analyze the opponent's strategy and offer adjustments and encouragement. All right, in the boxer to the boxer between rounds. Yeah, all those examples that I gave about what Yahweh Shah said. All right, and he ultimately said too. All right, I have overcome it. Be of good courage, roughly paraphrasing. I have overcome the world. You see, so Yahweh Shai look, man, you gonna go through this, but don't sweat it. I overcame it. All right, and I'm gonna give you the strategy and the guidance to do it as well. You know. So let's keep going. To number 3, it says supplying water and rest. It says they give the fighter water to ensure the boxer is physically and mentally focused and ready for the next round. All right, number 4, it says the cornerman moral support. It says the cornerman helps maintain the fighter's confidence in motivation, especially in tough situations. Okay, and that's exactly what these scriptures do. All right, when you're going through something, it's always important to go back into the scriptures, man. And like I said, Sirach chapter 2 is definitely, you know what I'm saying, the cornerman scriptures. I guess I can entitle that, the title of this lesson. You see, which it ultimately, engulfs the whole sum, all right, of what it takes when you come to serve the Lord. All right, because just like in boxing, you see boxing, man, and you watching boxing, and so you like, man, man, I would love to do that. You see, and they make it look easy. You know what I'm saying? The styles that they got, how they move, but it takes time and training in order to do that, man. You see, you have to be trained on that. You know what I'm saying? And when you go to the boxing gym, You know, there's trainers there, and then they're constantly going over, like the apostles say, man, milk. You see, just like boxers go over the fundamentals, just, you know, the jab, the steps, you know what I'm saying, and blocking. Those are the milks of boxing, man. You see, just like the milk scriptures are fundamental, all right, in order to make a good teacher, all right, in order to have a firm foundation and understanding in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, so these fundamentals, man, it may seem like, you know, like we going over the same thing all the time, but that's what makes. How do you think Floyd Mayweather, you know, some of these best fighters can do what they do? Roy Jones can leave his hand, they can leave their hand down, they can taunt and do all this. It's because they have great fundamental. They mastered it. You see, and when you master that, then you can go on to the next level. You can start adjusting and doing different things like that. You know, and that takes time in these scriptures. But these scriptures, ultimately, like it says, number 4, this cornerman helps maintain the fighter's confidence and motivation, and that's exactly what these scriptures do for us. All right, when you read through the scriptures, all that's why the scriptures say the things that were written aforetime were written for our learning. These are the advice that we can go back to and pull from the corner man, all right, in order to adjust on whatever situation that we're going through in this spiritual fight. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna jump down to the end of this. It says the lead corner man is often the head coach or trainer. Who is that head coach for us? Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, man. You see Yahweh Shah Mashiach. It says or trainer supported by assistant such as the cut man or the second trainer. Yeah, and who's that second trainer in the spirit? All right, the comforter, man. You see, because when you go into that word comforter, it basically says it's that spirit of truth that was sent down, all right, to take the place of Yahweh Shai, you know what I'm saying, and help us and help guide us, you know what I'm saying, until, you know, and to be able to endure. Man, matter of fact, real quick, bro, real quick, let's go to it. Comforter. Let's go to it, man. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, slaughter it. So let's get it. John 14 and 16, it says, and I will pray the Father, and he shall give you another comforter that he may abide with you forever. Yeah, you see, so that's all right. When you go into it, let's get that word comforter. I'm gonna let him say it.
Strong's G 3875. Parakletos. Parakletos.
Right. And it says, I'm gonna jump down all the way to the bottom. It says the Holy Spirit destined to take the place of Yahweh Shai with the apostles. Yeah, that assistant trainer. You see? So now, just like the apostles, you know, they had the head coach, they had Yahushua with them. You know what I'm saying? And you know, but it will come a time to where Yahushua will have to go back unto the Father. Okay, and he's going to send his comforter, his assistant, all right, to come down into what it says the Holy Spirit destined to take the place of a Mashiach with the apostles after his ascension to the Father to lead them to a deeper knowledge of the gospel truth and give them divine strength needed to enable to undergo trials and persecution on behalf of the divine kingdom. You see? So that's that assistant trainer, like that's helping us, man. You see? That's giving the advice, you know what I'm saying, that we need in order to get through this spiritual battle, to adjust to to these punches that Satan is going to throw. Okay, because if you're not going back into the scriptures, man, if you just, and that's what a lot of these camps don't understand, man. You see, they don't understand the basics. You know, so Rock chapter 2 is a milk scripture, man, but it's powerful. You see, it's giving you the strategy. That's that corner man that's giving you, hey, letting you know what it's gonna be. Okay. But without further ado, let's go into it, because I asked chat GPT. All right, as you can see, it says Sirach chapter 2 in the corner man comparison. All right, it says the Cornerman chapter. I'm just like it said, it's like the second chapter of Sirach and the Apocrypha offers a powerful message about perseverance, humility, and trust in the Most High during trials. When compared to the role of a cornerman in boxing, some meaningful parallel emerges. All right, so let's get into it. It says Sirach chapter 2. All right, summary. It says Sirach chapter 2 speaks to those who wish to serve God, advising them to prepare for trials and hardship. Stay focused and steadfast in times of trouble. Trust in the Most High's timing and mercy, and to be humble and sincere. Yeah, you see, because even like I'm sure you brothers that's in the camp can attest. You know, when you first seen the apostle, you first seen brothers. You know what I'm saying, and you found the camp that's in your city. All right, and you started going now. You seen those men and what they were doing. Like, man, I want to do that. You know what I'm saying? It was your spirit, man. I want to do that. You know, so you go out and then it wasn't until you know what I'm saying you cross into the camp that you fully understand what following the Lord entails, man. You see, because once you cross over, you pop up on Satan's radar. You know what I'm saying? Once you cross over into the camp, you know what I'm saying? It's a different level. Not saying that you brothers and sisters that follow, you know, that listen and follow to the Lord, that you not catching hell. All right, but it's a different lot for the man who teach. All right, for the man that's who in who are in the camps, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a different type of attack. You know, and you know we got to deal with a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, you pop up on Satan radar. You know, so like I gave that example at camp, just like that game Call of Duty Black Ops. You know, they have the map. You know what I'm saying? When you get a UAV, you know, yeah, the map pop up on your screen on the top left or right of your screen. All right, and you get these red dots, and now you know where your enemy. Because before you got that UAV, you were just running around and you didn't know where your enemy was. You know, and you just hit the corner and run into them. But when you get that UAV, they pop up on your screen as a red dot, and you know where they at, and you go to them. That's exactly how you are. All right, you are that red dot once you cross into the camp, man, to Satan. Now you pop up. Now you an enemy of his. Now he's gonna go to you. He know where you at. Because before you came into the truth, Satan wasn't worried about us, man. You know, he wasn't worried about us like that because he already had us. You know, but once Yahweh Shah woke us up to this truth, and you started to dedicate yourself to come out the camp and you cross over, then Satan, okay, let's get his ass. You know, but this Sirach chapter 2 tells you, you know, hey, this is what it's gonna take. You know, but let's get into it, man. It says comparisons to the Cornerman. Sirach chapter 2 themes. It says prepare yourself for trials, and let's go to it. All right. Sirach chapter 2 and verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Okay. So it says the cornerman's role in boxing. It says a cornerman prepares a fighter mentally and physically for the battle. Okay. And that's exactly what Sirach, the theme of Sirach chapter 2 is doing, is letting you know, look, if you come to serve the Lord, you know what I'm saying? You want to come to the spiritual, hey, prepare yourself for temptation. All right. Verse 2. It says, be patient when you are humbled. All right. It says, Sirach 2, all right, and 2. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure and make not haste in times of trouble. Okay. So it says the cornerman comparisons. When a fighter is hurt or behind, the cornerman urges calm and focus. Right. When you catching hell, when you start to, you know, shit start to happen in your life, all right, all these particular things happen, the separation between you and your family in this world, all those connections that you had with people before you came into the truth. You know what I'm saying? The cares of this life, all these punches that Satan are throwing at you. You know what I'm saying? You go change to a lower state. You know what I'm saying? You got to stay calm when you get in barrage with punches, man. When their punches are coming, you getting hit, boom, 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 boom. You can't panic. That's exactly what Sirach is telling you. All right, you don't panic, stay calm. All right, when you change to a lower state. All right, because this is a part of the process. You in a fight, so expect to get hit. No fighter goes in a fight and expect not to get touched. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody that fucking cold. You gonna get hit, man. Okay. Let's keep going. It says let's jump to verse 4. It says, accept whatever happens. All right. Accept whatever happens to you. And I'm gonna read verse 3 and 4. Sirach 2 and verse 3 and 4. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at the last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient with our change to a lower state. All right. So this is what happens when you come to serve the Lord. Our people have the opposite perception, all right, in this world of what happens when you come to serve the Lord. They think that when you come to serve the Lord, that you prosper in this world. All right, you start getting riches and you get the nicest cars, and you know, just like TD Jakes. All right, just like even amongst these Israelite groups, like Nate, you know what I'm saying? Nigga doing fucking commercials and shit. They got Roku channels. They think that that's what happens when you come to serve the Lord. No, that's what happens when you come to serve Satan. You see, you get your Satan a bled because he's the god of this world. You see, the prince of the power of the air, man. So he's the one that's giving these particular people these goodies, man. You see why? Because they sold out ultimately. All right, but let's keep going. Let's go back. Let's read number 4 again. It says, accept whatever happens to you. It says the cornerman helps the fighter accept setbacks, regroup, and stay in the fight. Yeah, that's exactly what these scriptures do. All right. You can go through these scriptures, man, and then whatever situation that you may be going through, whether it be a woman, financially, family, whatever you can think of, man, these are in the scriptures to help you, man. All right. I'm gonna read that one more time. It says the corner man helps the fighter accept setbacks. Yeah, you see, and that's exactly what Sirach chapter 2 is doing. Look, accept the setbacks. Don't worry about it. It's gonna happen. That's what comes with serving the Lord. All right, but just stay patient and wait. Trust the process. Listen to the corner man. Okay. So it says the corner man helps the fighter accept setbacks, regroup. All right, regroup your mind. All right. Hold on. Let me stop. Let me regroup. Let me get myself together. Let me snap back into the spirit. All right. It says in the corner Salaki. It says regroup and stay in the fight and keep fighting, man. All right. But number 6 says what? Trust in him and he will help you. It says a boxer must trust their corner's experience to guide them through adversity. Yeah, and you gotta trust these scriptures, man. You see, you gotta trust your how about Shimei Awashai to guide you through the and this is we have the tools. You see, in order to be successful in this spiritual battle, all right, in between these different rounds, you go back and in these scriptures. That's why it's important to go back and read. You see, that's the corner man. You taking that, you listening to the corner man, and between those rounds, man. You see, and he's giving you the strategy. He's letting you know, look, do this, do that, adjust to this. All right, throw double the jab, then go to the body. You see, but spiritually, he's telling us, look, stay calm, look, chill. It's all right. The Lord got you. The Lord is in control. The Lord got you in this position. You see, that's understanding, and the Lord is in control. You see, that's understanding that's listening to the advice of the corner man. You see, instead of going out there and trying to do what you want to do. When you go out in the world and try to do what you want to do without listening to these scriptures and what these scriptures say on how to handle particular things, be changed to a lower state. When you try to get your lick back, when you try to get out of a hole yourself instead of relying on the Lord, that's when you fuck up. You're gonna go out there and you're gonna get your ass beat up. Satan gonna beat your ass on that round, man. You see? That's why it's important to listen to the corner man. All right. Uh let's read number 6 in the scriptures, man. All right, number 2, Sirach 2 and 6. It says, believe in him and he will help thee. Order thy way aright and trust in him. Yeah, don't trust in your own. All right, let's go to it. Proverbs chapter 3. All right, in verse 5, it says, trust in the Lord with all thy heart and lean not unto thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. Be not wise in thy own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. All right. And that's what you have to do, man. You got to trust when these particular things come upon you. You got to trust in the Lord, man. You can't rely on your own knowledge, man, and what you think you know, or how to try to get out of the situation yourself. No, you got to stay patient. All right. Follow the scriptures, man. You see, and eventually the Lord will raise you out of that or out of that pit, man. You see, or whatever hell that you catch it, man. You see, because when you, like I said, if a fighter go out there and and he's fighting and he's losing around and he goes back up to the corner and the corner man tell him, look, man, you ain't throwing your jab, you ain't doing this, you gotta watch it, you doing blah blah blah, and he's telling them what to do and he's not listening. He go out and he go back out in the next round and just do what the fuck he want to do. More than likely that round is not gonna end well for him. You see, either he gonna lose that round or he gonna get his ass knocked out. You know. So let's go back. I'm gonna get a couple of more and end it off, man. It says, verse 12 in Sirach 2. It says, "Let not your hands be weak." All right. It says, "The corner man motivates the fighter to stay strong and not give up." Right. Then Paul said, "Hey man, hey man, take on the mind of Yahweh Mashiach, that suffering that our Lord took." You see, when you take on that mindset, man, you willing to go through this shit, man. You see, the Apostle Boy said all the time, this ministry, if he had, I forgot what video he did, but he was like, if somebody asked him what this ministry is all about, he would tell him it's about suffering, man. And that's true. We reading about it. This is Sirach 2 is summing up the whole thing of what we going through in this fight. It sums up this whole walk of ours in the spirit, man. Look, you're gonna go through it, you're gonna be tempted, all right, you're gonna be changed to a lower state, you're gonna catch hell, but stay faithful. The Lord got you. You see, trust in the Lord. Don't when this shit happen, don't panic. Trust in the Lord. You see, you gotta listen to this spiritual corner man. All right. So let's continue reading in Sirach chapter 2. Sirach chapter 2 and verse 7, it says, "Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside lest ye fall." Yeah, you see, it says, "Ye that fear the Lord, believe him." and your reward shall not fail. Yeah, you got to believe in this corner man. You got to believe in that experience that he has, man. You see, you got to believe in the experience. Hey, man, all right, he got more experience, and these scriptures got more experience than we do, man. You see, we don't know shit. We don't know how to get, bro. If it weren't for the scriptures, we wouldn't know how to walk. We'll be just like these niggas, man. Niggas in the world, not knowing, just going by our flesh and what we think was the right thing to do. If it weren't for these scriptures, we wouldn't have no guidance, bro. It says, verse 9, and ye that fear the Lord, hope for good and for the everlasting joy and mercy. Verse 10, look at the generations of old and see, did any ever trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did the Lord ever despise that called upon him? Right. It says, for the Lord is full of mercy and compassion, is full of compassion and mercy, long suffering and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins and saveth in a time of affliction. That sums up our whole walk. Hey, you got to have that understanding, man. The Lord saves in a time of affliction. But you have to wait on the Lord in order to be saved, man. So let's go to let me see if it's another one, man. All right. I think that's pretty much it on that. All right, let's go to number 15. It says, those who fear the Lord will not disobey. A disciplined fighter listens to the corner and follows instructions. That's right. Okay, so it's mandatory for us to listen, all right, to the advice that the scriptures give us in order to be successful in this truth, in this spiritual fight. All right, let's see if it's a little bit more. Let me see. Um, let's see. I guess I'll end it off on that. It says spiritual message of boxing in the parallels. Just as Sirach encouraged faithfulness during life's battles, a cornerman represents wisdom, discipline, and encouragement in a literal fight. In both, the key to victory is not just strength, but patience, trust, and guidance. All right, so with that, man, Lord, when this lesson will edify, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Kakwadash, the honors unto the apostles of great millstone and teaching, will well, and as always, peace and salutation to the elect. Shalom.